Hey, what's going on everyone? Today we're gonna be taking a look at the Exped MegaMat Max. This is the Duo long wide version, so the 52-inch by 77-inch mattress. It's also the plushest variant of the Exped MegaMat line. I've personally been using a regular Exped MegaMat, the 4-inch version, for years and years of camping out there, and it has been a solid camping mattress overall. There are some serious perks though to going with the Max, and there are also some new features that they released this spring on all of the MegaMat line. We're gonna get into all of that later in this video. And we're also gonna be doing a giveaway of a brand new Exped MegaMat Max and Mega Pump. So stick around, I'll give you all the details on how to enter into that. But yeah, let's check this thing out. So the MegaMat comes with a really nice, this is what they call their Sidewinder stuff sack right here. It's a generous sized bag, and as you saw in the beginning, you can wear it as a strap, so it's really nice to carry out of the trunk of your car. But it essentially just unwinds, and out comes the mattress. It also comes with a Velcro strap, so you can put that around the mattress if you want to keep it a little bit more like compact. But for me, like this is a really generous size pack, so I don't have to neatly roll it like the factory size. It just easily goes inside this bag, which is great. So what's new also is there's a handle out here. And the reason they added this handle is because in the past, it was kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say it's tricky to get out of the bag, but I will say the handle here makes it even easier now to just grab out of this bag right here. So it was a great little addition right there. But yeah, you can see just the size of this bag. It is absolutely massive, which is great. So to open the mattress, you'll essentially just unroll it right here, get the whole thing laid out flat. So there's gonna be 3 valves on the top of the mattress here. You'll see there's gonna be 2 that are labeled out. So these are to let the air to deflate it. And this is the inflation valve right here. So the way we're gonna do it is you're gonna open this right here, and then you're gonna insert this pin right here. This is gonna help allow even more airflow to get into it for quicker inflation. And then we're just gonna let it essentially sit here. So generally, after I get my whole tent set up, I'll just lay this whole thing out. I'll come back in like 10 minutes or so while I'm setting other stuff up around camp. And the foam, that'll give the foam some time to decompress, and I'll just top it off with a little bit of air with my Mega Pump. All right, so something to keep in mind is the first time you get this mattress, it's going to take some time to decompress because it was stored for quite some time, rolled up and compressed. And that's also something to keep in mind is at home for storage. Like in between trips, if you only go out, say in the summer camping season, and you keep this thing rolled up all year long, it's going to take some time to decompress while you're out there. So my recommendation, actually I think it's Exped's recommendation as well, is to store it with the valves open. I just keep mine behind my closet door. You could also just put it underneath a bed or something like that. But that way, just right before your trip, you can roll things up and it's ready to go once you get to your campsite. Mine has inflated here in just under 10 minutes, and all I have to do is add some air to top it off. If you go the other route and keep it rolled up and just come out here, it's probably gonna take 5-6 hours for it to decompress. And you might be thinking like, oh, I'll just add some air to it then. Well, not exactly. If you just add air to it with the foam, compressed down, you're essentially just having an air bed. So it's not really quite that simple. The foam really does need its time to decompress. All right, so now that we let it sit for about 10 minutes or so, we're gonna go ahead and inflate it. And I'm gonna use the Mega Pump. This is actually an extra accessory that's pretty much, in my opinion, mandatory. I'll show you why in a minute here when we're deflating this thing. Works great for inflation though as well. They have included also a mini hand pump, and this is actually an upgrade. So this is last year's or the previous generation pump that used to come with these. And the reason it's shorter, you might be like, oh, this is actually a smaller pump, it might not be as good. No, this one actually had a little trick to it where you had to like kind of pull this tab back to get the air into it. And it was a little bit more cumbersome. It worked, it wasn't difficult. It's just that you had to pull it back to kind of get the air. Otherwise you kind of lost a little bit of the airflow. This one just seems to work a lot better. I don't know, they've done some upgrade to this pump where you can essentially just inflate it. I'll just go ahead and demonstrate this in case like you don't really like the ease of use of an electric pump. So essentially all you do is give it some pumps. I'm not entirely sure how many it's gonna take, but it's probably not gonna be very much. Like I said, this is 6 inches of foam inside of here. So the foam is pretty much filling it up edge to edge already. The air that you're adding to these is just dialing it in to the exact firmness that you want to feel. I feel like I'm giving it CPR. I honestly can't remember the last time I used one of these pumps. that's actually, I think that's pretty good. So that probably took me about like 45 seconds to pump this up to a good level of firmness where I would like it. You could definitely add more air if you want as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty good right there. And say you added a little bit too much air, you're like, no, this is way too hard, this isn't gonna work out. No worries, you can just grab this or just use your finger and just get a little bit of air out by just tapping this. And that'll soften it up as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it, and you'll notice that there's nice little rubber seals here, and this green part right here also traps that air in, so nothing's gonna be escaping anyway. All right, so I guess I didn't end up using the Mega Pump to inflate it. The hand pump actually worked really well. I was surprised how quick this thing was. But in general, I will pretty much be using the Mega Pump, especially for deflation. I'll show you that in a minute. But what's new for this year, for spring of 25, is they've added an additional out valve here. And the reason they added that is for deflation purposes. Now, it's funny because they added this in the same time that they released this Mega Pump, which pretty much does all the work for you. So I would never need to use both of these unless I wasn't using the Mega Pump, so say I forgot it. The other addition to this mattress is the side welded handles right here. And this makes it really nice to carry. If you have one of these and you store it like I do at home with the valves open, like behind a closet, just moving these around with these handles is so much nicer. Even at camp, like if you're just like inflating it and just moving it around in your tent, like grabbing it by these handles actually works really well. At first I was kind of like, how are these actually on here? Are these just like glued on here? They're actually welded onto the fabric is what Exped says, and they're really durable. So at first I wasn't sure, like, can this actually hold all the weight? And they claim it's welded and it's durable. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, Exped did it and it works great. And the handles are on both sides of the mattress as well. All right, so the top surface of the fabric here is this like very soft, like brush feeling like fabric. The bottom has a different fabric. It's the same color, so it can be easily confused between the two. But you'll notice the top has kind of like this little pattern, hexagonal pattern along the top. So you'll know, and it has the logo, of course, on the top as well. But yeah, the foam, like I mentioned, goes pretty much edge to edge in here. So you get the full width of this mattress, and it's a 52-inch wide mattress by 77 inches long. So it's plenty of room for 2 people. Now, if you were to want to make this like even bigger, you can add a single version of this, which they sell as well, which is a 30-inch wide and the same length. And if you put both of those next to each other, you'd pretty much have an 80-inch mattress. So you could get like a king-size sheet set, put it over it, and it would be a massive bed inside your tent. So that's an option as well. So this one, as of right now at least, only comes in 2 different size offerings. It comes in this size, the 52-inch one, and then it comes in a 30-inch mattress. So basically just a single and a double. If you're looking for a queen size mattress, you're gonna have to go with the original MegaMat. The main difference between this, if you're like kind of debating between going with this one versus the 4-inch version, is you're just gonna get a little bit more contour and plushness. And if you're a strict side sleeper and you need that extra contour like on your hip and stuff like that, this one is gonna definitely make a difference. And it's funny because it's only 2 inches difference of foam. Everything else is pretty much identical, but it does feel quite a bit different, especially if you dial in that air just right. So you get a lot more control when you go with the Max series versus like the regular MegaMat. And keep in mind, like, you don't have to have it this plush as well. You can make this a really firm mattress by adding the air. And when you add the air to these, it doesn't turn this into an air bed. Essentially, adding the air to this just makes it a lot firmer, and you'll still have the foam to sink into with this fabric right here. It basically allows your body to contour towards the foam, and the air is just gonna make the whole core of it just feel a lot firmer in general. So you have a lot of versatility like with how you're gonna dial this in, and over time you're gonna find on your trips like where is the sweet spot for you. And for me, it's like a kind of like a medium softness, firmness, I don't know, somewhere in between. Probably changes each trip. All right, so the other cool thing about these MegaMats is they have a really high R value. And if you're wondering what R value is, it's essentially just a measurement of how warm your mattress is on a scale of like 1 through, I don't know, it goes over 10. And these are at the top end of the R value scales because of all that foam inside of it. So if you're a year-round camper and you're going out in colder season, this is a really good mattress for that. And sometimes I get asked though, like, is it too hot in the summer? And for me, like, I haven't noticed it feeling like too warm or anything like that in the summer. Now, I do use mine with sheets in the summertime. I don't use it with like sleeping bags because I find they're just a little bit too warm, especially like if in the nights are in like the high 50s or 60s. So I'll put a link to the sheets that we use with this in the summertime. They're like a eucalyptus blend of, I have no clue how they make it, but they work really good. But aside from that, like, for year-round camping, like this is a really good option. If you just went with air, there's essentially no insulation inside of there. So all that cold air from the ground, it's just gonna go right through that mattress and you are gonna be freezing. You can have the best sleeping bag, but an air mattress with very little R value and you will be miserable. And I can attest to the durability of these Expeds. I mean, I've been using this brand of mattress since I started backpacking. So all my backpacking pads, my winter backpacking pads, all of our camping pads, everything has been Exped because I've had such a good experience with them overall. So it's been over 10 years now that we've been using this, not over 10 years? 10 years, about 10 years, since 2015, right? Yeah, I have to say, like, I've been really happy with all of my mats. Wow, it is getting dark quick out here. So as far as like the competition goes for these mattresses, really the closest one that I can think of is the Nemo Roamer mattress, and that's a 4-inch mattress, so that's just like the regular MegaMat in terms of like its size and thickness. But in my opinion, having laid on both of them, I still think the MegaMats are more comfortable than the Roamer, but you know, comfort is also always subjective. So I recommend like you get into a store and try them side by side so you get a better idea of which one feels better for you. But in my opinion, like quality wise and comfort wise, I've had a really great experience overall with Exped mattresses. And especially like if you're going for that extra thick version, extra plush version, the 6-inch right here is pretty unique and it offers a really good balance of, you know, compact size and comfort. Because there's also like mattresses like Hest, they make foam mattresses as well. They're a little bit bigger. Definitely I wouldn't say they're like head to head with these. They're kind of different mattresses basically. I have some also. I'm gonna be putting a video up of those as well. But they're totally different feeling, totally different packing. There's no air in them. So I wouldn't even compare them. And then the other thing you're gonna find a lot of is knockoffs of these. You're gonna see on Amazon all kinds of 4-inch, 5-inch, all kinds of mattresses with air foam combo just like this. They look like this, but they're not the same quality. They're using very cheap foams, very cheap materials. There's a lot that goes into these mattresses to make sure that they hold up in the long run. All right, so as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we are doing a giveaway, which I'm really excited about. We partnered with Exped on this one, and we're gonna be giving away the same mattress that I showed you in this video. So this is the MegaMat Long Wide Duo, the Max version, and a Mega Pump as well. I still haven't shown how to deflate it. Pretty much to enter this one, all you have to do is leave a comment down in the comment section and also just be subscribed to the channel. And unfortunately, it's only gonna be in the US. I know we have some subscribers and stuff from like pretty much everywhere in the world actually at this point. I can't even like name the amount of countries that we have people following us. But yeah, this one is gonna be US only because I have to ship it out and I couldn't imagine how much it would cost to send it really far. The end date to enter is gonna be posted right up here. I haven't actually decided it right now, but yeah, up here is gonna be the official end date and I will reach back out to you in the comments if you won. So I'm just gonna basically put all the names who have entered into an Excel thing and it's gonna pick a random name and one person is gonna win in the comments section. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And yeah, thanks Exped for sending us out to give away to our subscribers here. I know somebody's gonna really enjoy it. And if you don't win the giveaway, either way, you're gonna come out ahead if you pick up one of these MegaMats because you will thank me later when you were sleeping really nice on one of these. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how I deflate the MegaMat using the Mega Pump. If you don't have the Mega Pump, there's gonna be a different way to do it. I'm not gonna be demonstrating that today because pretty much I'm gonna recommend that you just go ahead and pick one of these up. It does all of the work for you. So essentially what you're gonna do is just open one of the deflate valves. I typically just pick the one right in the center. You could pick this one if you want it though. It's probably gonna do the same thing. Open it up. It has a little stopper here. Don't even worry about that. You're just gonna plug it in. Make sure you plug in the right side. There's gonna be a deflate and an inflate side. And you're just gonna get it right popped into place here. And then pretty much all you're gonna do is press the button and walk away. All right, so I don't think there's really much I have to say about this thing. I mean, you can see what this thing has done. It has pretty much turned this into factory size in a matter of like a few minutes. So if you're going with the MegaMat, I will say after years of manually deflating these things myself, this thing is immensely helpful. So if you didn't have a Mega Pump or say you forgot it at home, I mean, you can still definitely deflate these by hand, of course. And especially with the 2 deflation points on these, it's gonna be even easier. The way you would do it is you would just open up those valves, make sure the inflate is closed, of course. And then you're gonna just fold it in half with the air still in it. and then you would just lay on top of it basically to get as much air as you can out. And then I'm gonna flip mine because that's how I'm gonna roll it anyway. And then if the air was still in it, you would just fold it in sections, keep compressing all of the air out, and then you'll start rolling it at the end. That's pretty much the only way to manually decompress this thing. So now, with the Mega Pump doing all the work, all that's left is to simply roll it. Just start with a nice tight roll at the bottom here. And then you'll just go ahead and get everything put back in the bag. And like I said in the beginning, this is like a really nice, generously sized bag. So even if you did a pretty sloppy job of rolling it up, it's easily gonna go right back in here. And then you're good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for the MegaMat Max here. And I have to say, like, after years and years of camping with the regular MegaMat, having the Max with that extra little bit of plushness has been a nice addition. I will say I still like the regular MegaMat. I don't find really any cons. I don't think you can go wrong going with either MegaMat, in my opinion. But I will say having the Mega Pump doing all the work, taking out all the air, that was the primary reason I kind of avoided this one, because I knew it would be extra work at the campsite. And now that there's that Mega Pump, I will say it's probably worth splurging the little bit extra to get the extra thickness. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel. We've also included links to the MegaMat in the description, so be sure to check those out as well. They are affiliate links. Clicking them, using them really does go a long way towards helping my channel grow. So I appreciate your support with that. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.